Good afternoon, and thank you for joining me at Bodhi Seed. My name is Dolores Thompson, or also known as Dell. So thank you today for joining me. And we are going to bring a class to you that is more of a hybrid. We will be doing a basic mixed along with some strength training. I do have with me my assistants, my students. I have Tom, my husband, over here. Say hello, Tom. He is going to be doing our modifications today. And I have Ashley, one of my fave students and a wonderful friend of mine. Say hello, Ashley. Ashley is going to be doing a little bit more of an intermediate practice. So this way you're able to, at home, choose which type of practice you would like to do. Remember, follow your body and not your ego. This is yoga. So without further ado, we are going to begin. And I'm going to step off of the camera now. So Tom and Ashley, we're going to go ahead. You're going to center yourself. Bring your hands to your knees, palms up. Start taking some nice deep breaths. In through the nose, out through the nose. Beginning to center yourself now. Remembering that self-care is so very important, especially during this time. Without caring for yourself, how can you care for others? Start to deepen that breath. Really expanding the belly on the inhale. On the exhale, just imagining the navel is touching the spine. Just letting go. Letting go of everything that does not serve you today. Take maybe 5 more long breaths on your own. Take a moment to set an intention as you do so. And once you have those 5 breaths in, go ahead and bring your hands to heart center. And go ahead and open your eyes. Just so everybody knows, I am off the camera, and Ashley and Tom will be following me. So let's go ahead. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bring that right hand down to the right side. Left hand up and over. And reach. Long breaths here. Be mindful that you've not pulled up your hip, your left hip. Make sure your sits bones are nice and dug in deep. If you want to go a little bit deeper, you can come down to your forearm, but just be mindful that your sits bones are still down on the mat. Throughout the practice, you want to continue to breathe those nice long breaths. On the next inhale, use your hand to push you up. Come on back to center. Pull the shoulders down. Rotate those wrists. Take a nice big inhale. Other side. Left hand down. Right hand reaches up and over. If you want to come down onto the forearm, if you can keep your sits bones down, do so. Feeling that nice stretch in the right side body, filling up the right rib cage with air. Allowing for that release. Lengthening that right side. On that next inhale, use the hand to push you back up. Pull the shoulders down, plug them, roll them down on your back, rotating the wrists again. Really reach and maybe take a moment here to do a little bit of a back bend, pulling up from the rib cage and not the lower back. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale, twist over to the right. Left hand on the right knee. Roll that shoulder up and back, opening up the chest. Neck is soft and long. Top of the head is reaching toward the ceiling. Take a nice big inhale here. Exhale, peek past the right shoulder. If you can twist a little bit more, do so. Just be kind to your lower back here. At any time you're feeling any type of pain or pinching, please back off of the pose. On that next inhale, sweep the hands, come up back to center. Take a moment to rotate the wrists, pull the shoulders down and away, other side. Roll the shoulders up and on the back, open up that chest, neck is soft and protected. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale, peek past that left shoulder. Couple long inhales and exhales here. Be mindful as you're here that you're not putting your weight into that back hand. You should be able to pick up the back hand and there should be no movement in the body. That is not to put your weight on. Inhale, sweep those hands back up, come back to center, rotate again, slight little back bend, pulling up from the rib. On the exhale, come forward, bring the hands down, keep the back nice and straight, and just start to come forward. Reaching out in front of you. You may be able to go pretty deep, you may not, and that's okay. Just do what your body allows you to do. Nice long breaths here. And take a moment to walk that right hand over to the right. Follow with the left and place the left hand on top of the right hand. Giving that left arm a little bit more stretch. Keeping the sits bones down. Walk it back to center. Take a moment here on the inhale, peek up. Exhale, see if you can release just a little bit more, keeping the back nice and straight. Maybe you can walk your hands away just a little bit, really stretching the shoulders here. Go ahead and walk that left hand over, followed by the right. Place that right hand on top of the left. Stretching out the right side body here, keeping the sits bones dug in. Not allowing that hip to come up. Slowly come back to center. Again, take a moment here, peek up on the inhale. Exhale, release. See if you can go a little bit deeper, but only go as far as your body is allowing you to. You may start to feel some real sensation here from bending forward. Again, as long as there's no pain, you're okay. Uncomfortable is okay. Let's go ahead, slowly start to walk the hands back up. Bring that right hand behind the hip, facing forward, fingers are spread apart, left hand behind the left hip, facing forward, spread apart. Tom's gonna go ahead and do reverse table, and Ashley's gonna go for reverse plank. So go ahead and come up, reverse table being your modification, reverse plank, being a little bit stronger here. See if you can drop your head back, Ashley, and point your toes forward. Nice long breaths here. And go ahead and start to release. Come back down. We're going to take a moment to cross over and come to table. Now is the time, if you do have some knee issues, you might want to take a blanket or even fold your mat up just a little bit to give a little bit of relief to the knees. We are going to be on the knees just for a little while. So coming to neutral table, you want to be mindful. These foundational postures are very important, especially when it comes to the strength training aspect of this. You want to make sure that your knees are below your hips, the tops of your feet are touching the mat. You are about hip width distance apart as well. Your shoulders are nice and square and even. Your elbows are below the shoulders and your wrists are below the elbows. Your hands are planted and your fingers are spread apart. Let's go ahead, Ashley and Tom. We're going to do cat-cow, but Ashley, you're gonna do it where you're gonna come up into down dog, and then you're gonna come down into upward facing dog. And Tom, you go ahead and just do cat-cow as we normally would. So on that next inhale, go ahead and drop the belly. We'll start with cat-cow, Ash. Exhale, go ahead and round the back, Ashley. Come up into downward facing dog. Back to inhale, Ashley. Come to upward facing dog, rolling that chest open and take it back. Tom, continue with your cat-cows just as you are. And Ashley, maybe take about 5 of these, taking your time, following your breath. And once you get your 5 in, go ahead and just come back to neutral table so we know that you both are on the same page. Following the breath here, being really mindful that you're breathing throughout this entire practice. Anytime you lose your breath, then you need to back off the pose. Go ahead and come back to breathing and then join us again. Let's do a little bit of balancing here. We're gonna bring that right arm out. Thumb is gonna be facing upward. You're gonna plug the shoulders back, so no overreaching. Make sure your shoulders are as square as you can have them. And stay here if this is enough. But if you want to go a little bit deeper, pick up that left leg. Do your best to square off the hips. So you might have to drop the hip a little bit, rotating the toes toward the mat, flexing the foot so you're pressing the heel back toward the mat. Reach the neck nice and soft, head is long, reaching toward me. And just breathe here. Now, Tom is going to stay here, but Ashley, you're going to go ahead and bring the elbow to the knee. Inhale, exhale, release. A couple more times. And from here, both of you, see if you can bend that knee. Left heel comes up, right arm wraps around. Rolls that right shoulder open. See if you can just kind of grab the top of the foot and start to pull a little bit toward your glutes. And breathe. Peek past that right shoulder if you've not already done that. And release. Come back to neutral table. Before we move to the other side, make sure you're right back to that neutral table. Maybe take a couple cat-cows. And back to neutral table. Go ahead, let's go ahead and take that alternate, opposite side. Make sure you're pulling that shoulder back, not overreaching. Ashley, go ahead and take that core work here. Inhale, bring it in. Exhale, release. Just a few more times. And go ahead and bend the leg, wrap it around, roll that shoulder open, open up the chest, peek past the shoulder. If you have it, this is a little bit on the knee for sure, and it's definitely got some balance to it. Some core work here. And go ahead and come back to neutral table. Take a couple more cat-cows here. And we're going to go to child's pose. Tom, you're going to keep your knees close together. Start to release back onto the heel, right onto the thigh. Ashley is going to do, kissing her big toes together, opening up her knees wide. 2 variations of child's pose. Tom, if it feels okay, see if you can wrap your arms around your legs and just kind of release onto the mat with your shoulders, your upper arm. At any time at home, you could use a bolster or a block even to lay your forehead on if that's something that would be more comfortable or even available to you, but you do not absolutely need props. Take some moment here just to catch your breath. let's go ahead and slowly start to come right back up to table. From here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna hover. So as I said in the beginning of the class, we are gonna do a little bit of strength training. So what I would like you to do is pick up your knees just about an inch, tucking the toes under, and just hold. Rotating those forearms in a little bit, really strong. Those arms are nice and strong. Your elbows are slightly bent. Back is strong, and breathing, not forgetting the breath here. And go ahead and slowly bring it up into downward dog. Take a moment here to get yourself in proper position. Imagine the heels are digging down toward the mat. A string is pulling your hips up toward the ceiling as your chest is doing its best to reach those thighs. Start walking the dog, alternating knees, bending left to right, allowing for some release here. And breathe. And just be mindful that you're here, you're happy, you're on your mat, taking some time for yourself. Let's go ahead and start to imagine that we have a hurdle underneath our chest. We're going to roll over that hurdle, come up on the balls of our feet, roll right over it, and come to plank. Now Tom is going to come down onto his forearms. Ashley's going to stay up on her hands, being mindful that their hips are low enough. At any time, you can come down to table, child's pose, anything. But just go ahead and do your best to just breathe through this. And slowly take your time and go back to downward dog. Downward dog is such a reprieve when we do these plank poses. But they're also very good for your core. Couple more breaths here. Again, just alternating the knees, releasing. Let's do that again. Come on over that hurdle, up on the balls of the feet, rolling over the hurdle, coming to plank. Ashley, this time you're going to kick that right leg out and bring it back, and the left leg, and back. Keeping that core strong, keeping the hips low. And go ahead, once you get maybe 3 or 4 of those in, slowly start to make your way back to downward dog. From here, why don't you two come down onto the forearms and slowly start to just tiptoe up toward your elbows. Not much, you're not going to go very far. Opening up the upper back here. Go ahead and slowly start to come right back up into down dog. Couple breaths here. And let's go ahead and stroll up to our hands, taking our time. Back is nice and straight. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, open those arms up where the palms are parallel to the floor. And just imagine your tail is reaching back toward the back of the mat. Really lengthening the back of the legs here. And breathe. On that next exhale, let's take a forward fold. Bend those knees generously. Allow your belly just to release onto the thighs. Allow the head to release. Take a moment here and just shrug the head no. And from here, go ahead and bend that left knee, straighten the right leg. The left hand comes down. At any time, you can use a block here. That right arm opens up, stretching open, stretching the outside of that right leg and hip. And go ahead and slowly come down, other side. Bend that right knee, straighten the left leg. Allowing to open up the chest here. Nice twist, detoxifying, twisting out our organs here, giving them a nice massage. Releasing toxins. And release. Bend the knees generously, almost into a little bit of a squat. Take your hands. You're going to take your hands from the back and you're going to just kind of sweep them forward on your mat. Inhale all the way up. Slight little back bend at the top. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's take a moment here. Close your eyes. Just take a little inventory of the body. Notice where you're feeling tight. Notice any tension. Continuing with those nice long breaths. Breath is number one in yoga. All right, we're going to start a little bit of a flow. So we're going to start with a couple sun salutations just to give us a little bit of warmth into our body before we continue with a little bit deeper. So here we go. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold, back is straight. Swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway up, back is straight. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana or plank. Come down, half plank. Roll that chest open up into upward facing dog. And take it back into down dog. Couple long breaths here. Anytime you want to, with that transition from plank to upward facing dog, you can just go to table, you can go right back to down dog. You don't have to do all that. Just do what your body's asking for. Let's go ahead and start to slowly walk up to the hands. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, all the way up. Slight back bend. Hands to heart center. Samastitihi. This time, Tom is going to do the transition. He is going to do it through table back into down dog. So inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half up. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana or plank or table. Upward facing dog or right into downward dog, Tom. Take it right back. Giving a couple options here. Couple long breaths here in downward dog. Now, as we move forward on our next transition, Tom is going to stroll up and Ashley's going to peek forward and she's going to float up. So on that next exhale, peek forward, hop up if you can, or walk up. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, all the way up. Slight back bend, hands to heart center. Let's try that one more time, following the breath. Inhale up. Forward fold, half up, Chaturanga Dandasana or table. Roll those shoulders open and up an upward facing dog. Take it back into down dog. Couple long breaths here. Tom, go ahead and stroll forward. Ashley, go ahead and peek forward. Jump on forward. Let's all meet up here. Halfway up, forward fold, all the way up. Hands to heart center. Let's flow again. Inhale up. Exhale, you're going to come to chair. So when you come to chair, you are going to want to make sure that your knees are not going over your toes. So your feet about hip width distance apart. Some people like to bring their toes a little bit closer together, maybe pointing inward. But if you have a lower back issue, the best thing to do is keep them about hip width distance apart. You really want to reach up and out of the armpits. Make sure you're really sitting back. If your knees are over your toes, you need to sit back more. You're going to injure your knees if you let them roll over the toes. We're just going to hold here. Isometrical hold. One of Ashley's favorites in our Monday class. Keeping it strong. Taking the time here to use the breath to distract. And slowly come all the way up. Reach up for starfish. Take a nice little back bend here. Hands at heart center. Inhale up. Exhale to chair. We're gonna twist it out, hands to heart center. Take that left elbow on either the inside of the right knee or the outside. Ashley is opening up her arms, giving it a little bit more. Tom is keeping his hands at heart center. Back to center. Let's go ahead, straighten the legs, Charlie's Angel Mudra. Inhale all the way up. Slight little back bend here. Keep the biceps and triceps close and tap your Charlie's Angel Mudra right between your shoulders. Bring it back up. Hands to heart center. What we do on one side, we have to do on the other. Inhale, arms up. Exhale to chair. Hands to heart center. Twist that right elbow out to the left. Open up if you've got it. Just make sure your knees are still aligned. It's always good to be checking your posture. Make sure that you have, good posture here because you do not want to injure yourself. Back to center. Straighten the legs, Charlie's Angel Mudra. Inhale all the way back up. Biceps are nice and close to the head. Drop between the shoulder blades, slight little back bend here. Hands to heart center. Nice. Inhale up. Exhale, we're coming to chair. Twist it out to the right, or to the left, I'm sorry. Open up if you have it. Back to center, other side. Twist it out. Back to center, forward fold. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana or table or whatever you need to get back to down dog. Whatever your body wants, not what our ego wants. Go ahead and walk the dog here. Let's go ahead, bring that right leg up in the air, three-legged dog. We're gonna bring it in between the hands. So come up on the ball of left foot, place that right foot in between the hands. We're gonna bring our knee down to the mat, left knee. Allow the top of the left foot to touch the mat. Bring your arms up. We're gonna twist it out to the right. Come back to center. Arms up. Ashley, if you got it, go ahead and tuck those left toes under. Come right up on that leg, nice and straight. Nice. And go ahead and bring the hands down. Bring it right back to downward dog. Walk the dog here. Left leg comes up in the air. Get ready to swing that left leg through up on the ball of that right foot. Place the foot in between the hands. Drop that right knee down. Top of the right foot is touching the mat. Inhale, bring the arms up. Really think about pulling that left hip back a little bit. Beautiful. Twist it out to the left. Back up. Ashley, go ahead and tuck the right toes under. Come up nice and strong. Beautiful. Hands down, take it down. Back to downward dog. Take a moment here, catching your breath. And we're gonna revisit those planks again. So rolling over that hurdle, up on the balls of the feet. Come all the way up. Make sure that your hips are low. Anytime you want to come down to table, you can. Or you could even drop the knees down and let them hover as we did in the beginning, as Tom is showing you now. Go ahead, slowly take it back up to downward facing dog. Taking time to breathe here. Finding respite in downward facing dog. Let's take that again. Slowly start to roll up on the balls of the feet. Roll over that hurdle. Ashley, you know the routine. Right foot comes out. Tom, take the knees down. Strong core, very important. Everything else tones up a lot easier once your core is strong. Go ahead and take it up to down dog. Couple breaths here. You know what? Let's go ahead, slowly come down to child's pose. Take a little break. As you can see, Ashley's doing wide leg child's pose, kissing her big toes together, pushing her hips back onto her heels and stretching her shoulders. Tom has chosen the other option. Knees are close together. He's resting his chest onto his thighs, wrapping his arms around his legs, allowing for release that way. Two beautiful options. All right, let's go ahead, slowly come back up. Make your way to down dog. Let's take a walk up toward our hands, stroll on up. Inhale halfway up, back is nice and flat. Let's go open up those arms. Think about reaching your tail toward the back of the mat. Maybe pick up your toes for a moment if you can. Really solid in our foundation. I want you to imagine, really think about picking up the quadriceps above the knees here. Really strengthening the muscles, lengthening and strengthening in one pose. Can't get better than that. Go ahead, forward fold. Bend the knees generously. Take those hands, sweep them on your mat. Inhale all the way up. Slight back bend at the top. Hands to heart center. Now, Tom, I'm going to have you grab your block and place it in front of you. Ashley, just do a nice little inventory. Take some nice time to breathe here. Yeah, beautiful. See, she's moving around. She's not just sitting still. You can sit still. You don't have to. Yoga is all about what you want and what feels good to you. All right, so go ahead. We're going to take our left leg back. Prep for warrior one. So in warrior one, you want to make sure you have a nice lunge in that front leg. Why don't you guys go ahead, take your hand on the inside of your thigh, start to open up the knee a little bit. So you should be able to see, the first 1, 2, 3 toes. But you really shouldn't see the last couple toes. And your knee should be driving toward the right corner of the mat. The back leg is nice and strong. Foot is solidly planted at a 45-degree angle. And you want it not to be like train tracks. You want it to kind of come out to the side just a little bit. Perfect. Take your hands to your hips. We're going to rotate them forward so we make sure we have prime warrior one position. Now, a lot of times what you see, especially when we're flowing, is we don't take a deep enough lunge. Well, if you're going to do some strength training, it's really important to make sure your lunges are actually nice and deep. Legs are nice and strong. Isometrical hold here. Inhale, arms up. Shoulders are plugged down, rolling on the back here. Chest is open. Nice long breaths here. You have a nice deep lunge in your leg. It's gonna get hot real quick. Let's go ahead and bring our hands behind our back. Clasp, roll the shoulders up, opening up the chest. Slight little back bend here. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale, come forward, humble warrior on the inside of that thigh. Imagine that right hip pulling back as you do so. Opening up here. Big hip opener. Inhale, come all the way back up. And release into warrior two. Take a look and see if you have a nice long line between both middle fingers. Make sure your shoulders are pulled down and away. You have a nice, strong, long, soft gaze past that right ring finger. Pull your pelvis in, pull your bum in just a little bit. Let's go ahead and straighten the legs. Inhale up. This feels good after you've been sitting there for a long time. Exhale, warrior two. 2 more times. Inhale up. Exhale, warrior two. Last time. And back to warrior two. Let's go ahead and drop that right elbow on the right thigh. Left arm reaches up and over. Stay here if you want to, or go ahead and take the bind. So you're gonna take that right arm below the right thigh, bring the left arm around the back, clasping the hands together. Make sure you're rolling that left shoulder open, chest is open. Tom is being mindful that he's not hanging out and putting his weight on that thigh. It's only for balance, not to hang out on. Breathe and smile. You're taking very good care of yourself here. Slowly, wherever you are, start to make your way right back up to Warrior Two. Let's extend that front leg. Reach out. Gonna drop into triangle. Tom, grab your block. Just grab your block and bring it next to you. Place your hand on the block, opening up that left arm, opening up the chest, not closing in. Blocks are beautiful assistance with these types of things, making sure that you're doing the pose with pure integrity. Now from here, we're gonna release that left hand down and pick that right arm up. Reverse triangle. Opening up the chest here. Again, blocks are very useful in this situation. And release. And go ahead, bend the knee slightly. Come right back up. Straighten all the way. Drop that left arm down, right arm is up. Take a moment here. Move those fingers. Pull the pelvis in. Nice and tight. Pull the shoulders down and away. Back to Warrior Two. Back to Warrior One. Back to the top of your mat. Take a moment. Kick it out, move it out, whatever you need to. Nice and organic. Sit still if that's what you want to do. Does not matter. Your practice, not mine. All right, we're going to go with the other side. Take it back. All right, make sure you got a nice lunge in that front leg. Nice lunge. Take your hands, let's put them on the inside of the thigh. Open up. That knee is driving toward the corner of the mat. You should see the first 1, 2, 3 toes maybe. Back leg is strong. Using muscle here. Strong but soft here in yoga. Let's bring our hands to our hips. Rotate forward. Inhale, arms up. Make sure you're pulling the shoulders down and away. We're not wearing them as earrings, right? We're protecting our neck here. Let's go ahead, clasp the hands behind. Roll the shoulders back, open up the chest. Take a nice little back bend here, nice big breath. Exhale, come in right next to that leg, inside, humble warrior. Make sure you're imagining that left hip kind of plugging back, nice and strong, nice big hip opener here. And slowly start to roll your way back up. Warrior Two. Check yourself here. Make sure you still got that lunge. That left hip is opening. Nice long line between both middle fingers. Shoulders are pulled down and away. Soft gaze past that left ring finger. Smile. You're on camera. I love these two. Inhale, strengthen that leg, lengthen it up, come up. Exhale, Warrior Two. 2 more times. Make sure you get a nice deep lunge. Strength training too, guys. Extended side angle, left elbow on left thigh, right arm reaches up and over. If you're staying here, make sure you're picking up that right rib cage, making a little rainbow out of your rib cage here, and you're not dumping your weight onto the thigh. Ashley's gonna go ahead and do the bind. Roll open that shoulder. Nice, beautiful adjustment. Slowly start to come back up. Use your core. Straighten that front leg. Let's go ahead and reach into triangle. So reach forward, drop into triangle. Tom, go ahead and use your block. Opening up the chest here. We are not closing in. We are like pieces of toast in a toaster. We can't just close in. Ashley, show them what it would be like to close in. There, now she's going to open it right back up. Now let's go ahead and release that right hand down. Left arm comes up, reverse triangle. And release. Slight little bend in that knee. Come all the way up. Straighten that front leg one more time. Drop the right arm down, left arm comes up. Let's move those fingers a little. Pull the shoulders down and away. Plug them onto the back here. Pull that quadricep right above the knee. Roll it up. Nice and strong. Warrior 2. Warrior 1. Top of the mat. Take it out for a moment. All right, we're gonna do maybe 2 sun salutation A's. Let's go for it. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway up. Take it back any way you want to. Your choice. Back to down dog. Whenever which way you get there is fine. Take a couple nice long breaths here in down dog. On that next exhale, either stroll forward, peek forward and hop, whatever feels good to you. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up. Slight back bend at the top. Hands to heart center. One more time. Let's go for it. Following the breath. Breath leads you. Half up. Take it back. Pick your poison. Catching your breath here in down dog. Let's go ahead, stroll it up to the hands. Inhale, half up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come right to chair. Now what I want you to do is you're going to transfer some weight. So go ahead and transfer the weight to the left foot and pick up that right leg and just kind of point the toe out and flex. Ooh, nice balance here. A lot of heat, a lot of strength training here. Bring it back. Transfer to the other side. Pick it up. This is purely optional. You can just stay in chair. Bring it back. Forward fold. Bend in the knees. Go ahead. Nice big bend. Take those hands. Scrape them up. Inhale all the way up. Hands at heart center. Step back to the left. Wide leg fold. We're going to prep for. So make those legs nice and long. Elongate here. Make sure that the sides of your feet are parallel with the edges of your mat. Roll those shoulders open. Chest is open. Pelvis is pulled in. Take a nice big inhale. Slight little back bend. Exhale, forward fold with a flat back. Coming in the camera for a minute just to give Tom a block here. Now, from here, you're going to twist it out. So, Tom's going to twist out to the right. Ashley, you're going to grab your ankle with that left hand. Twist it out. 2 variations, same benefit. One a little bit stronger than the other. Hand release. Other side. And release. We're going to lunge it out. So point the toes toward the corner of the mat on the right foot. You're going to lunge right into that right leg. Now, we do this a lot in our Monday class. So you can stay here. This might be enough. You can open up your arms parallel. This might be enough. You can take the bind and wrap your right arm around under that right thigh, left arm around the back and clasp. Or if you really want to take it a little bit deeper, you can take bird of paradise. And what we normally do, we bring that back leg up, and here she goes. And it's okay. It's okay if you come out of it. Totally cool. Remember, we may not have it every day. We may not have it every time. Do what feels good to you. And just breathe wherever you are. It's okay. Release. Take your time coming out. Other side. So left foot, the toes start pointing toward the corner of the mat. Take a nice big lunge in that leg, in the left leg, pulling that left hip back. Stay here with the hands down or open up. Or go ahead and take the bind. Or if you want to take Bird of Paradise and you know it and it's in your practice, go for it. Wherever you are, go ahead and slowly release. Let's point both toes toward the corner, both sets of toes toward the corners of the mat. Take a nice big squat here. Bring it down, bring up the chest, bring those arms up, and just hold. We're gonna pulse, so drop down for 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Starfish, take it up. Reach, pull the shoulders down and away. Take a couple breaths here. Take it back down. Let's do that one more time. Drop it low. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Up. And let's go ahead and swing those arms around and meet at the top of the mat. Kick it out, shake it out. Take a drink if you need to at home. All right, we're gonna slow it down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half up. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Or just go right back to down dog. Whatever feels good to you. From here, go ahead and slowly come through and come to seated. You two are lovely students. Thank you so much for this. We're so very appreciative. And as I always say, you never get out of my class without boat pose. So we are going to do boat pose today. I don't think I ever have a class without it, usually, unless it's yin. So let's go ahead and get ready. Our usual is to do 3 sets of 15 back, but today we're going to do it a little bit different. So it's going to be on Ashley and Tom's timeline, their breath. They don't always breathe at the same length, the same time. So what we're going to have you do is you're going to come up and pick your posture, pick whichever way you would like to be, and you're going to breathe 10 long breaths on your own. So just make sure whatever you choose, do your best to stay in that posture. If you have to come out, it's okay. No big deal, but pick your poison and let's get started, okay? So boat pose, balancing on the sits bones. Make sure your sits bones are nice and dug in. Bring it up and follow your breath. Whenever you're done, just go ahead and come to neutral seat. This is a challenge in itself. They are balancing, they are working their core, they are focusing and breathing. The only way to get through some of these poses is by following your breath and letting it guide you and letting it distract you. Once you have your 10 breaths in, you just come to meditative seat, spine. And now, see, they're ready to rest. So from here, what we're going to do is we're going to bring the soles of our feet together. This is quickly becoming one of my favorite poses. So you're going to bring your feet out into a nice big diamond shape. And this is more of a yin posture, but we really do love yin in a lot of our classes as well. So if you haven't had a chance to do some yin, you should check into that. So we're going to either forward fold with a rounded back, taking our head and kind of using our feet as our sight line, allowing our head to fall to that. Or if you are able to do so, and we'll both give it a try if you can, take your hands and you're going to wrap them under your calves, palms up, and then you're going to touch the tops of your feet like Ashley is doing. She's going to roll her chest open, soften her neck here. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale, rounded back fold. Ashley's going to allow her calves just to lay right on her forearms. Starting to calm down. If you've lost your breath and your breath has become shallow, now is the time to regain that. Imagining that you're standing next to the ocean and matching your breath with those waves. Rolling in and out. Consistent. From inhale to exhale. Allowing our upper back to open up here. Feeling that breath as you fill it up. From here, we're going to slowly start to unwind. Take your time coming back up. Always in yin, we just slowly make those movements. Feeling that nice release. Tension is just diminishing. We're going to stretch the legs out in front of us. Flex your feet. Take a moment here. Take your hands down to your sides, right next to your hips, and just pick up the heels a little bit. Pulling the toes back. Back is nice and straight and chest is open. And release. Let's forward fold. Inhale, arms up. Keep those feet flexed. Exhale, forward fold with a flat back. No rounding, so you might not be able to go very far. You're hinging at the hip here. As soon as you start to round the back, you've gone too far here. Keep that heart shining out. Chest is open. Your soft focus past the toes. Now close your eyes. Now take a moment here just to peek up on the inhale. Exhale, see if you can go even just a tiny bit deeper. And just as we start to make our way up, give your legs a little massage and thank them for carrying you around. We need to be grateful. Our body is our vessel, takes very good care of us. Bring that left foot up into the right thigh, allowing that left knee to open up, to roll open. I want you to make sure that you are centered, you're aligned with that right leg. So go ahead and make sure you're aligned with the right leg. That's beautiful. Foot is flexed. Roll the shoulders back, chest is open, nice. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Once again, back is straight, no rounding. Again, you might not go far. That is just fine. Perfect time in these positions to really practice those breathing methods. Strong breath. These are the positions that give you the time to really focus on that. And before you know it, it just becomes second nature. Again, give your leg a little massage as you slowly make your way up. Other side. What we do on one side, we have to do on the other in yoga. Keeping ourselves balanced. Make sure you're straightening and centering yourself with that leg. Chest is open. Back is nice and straight. Shoulders are rolled on the back. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Make sure that foot is nice and flexed. No rounding. And nice adjustments. And go ahead, use your hands to go ahead and give your leg a little bit of massage. Come on up. And slowly start to make your way down onto your back, one vertebrae at a time. You're going to prepare yourself for bridge. Now, if you're at home and you have a block or a pillow or a blanket, you can do supported bridge if you'd like. What you would do is you would take your block or pillow, place it underneath your sacrum, which is that little space between your glutes and your back, that lower back area. Be kind to yourself, though. If you're feeling pressure, you may need to adjust it a little bit. Now from here, Ashley she's doing full-on bridge. Tom is doing supported bridge, and that's what he's doing is perfectly fine. Maybe Tom, face your toes straight on as opposed to opening up your feet there. Knees, nice, beautiful. Ashley, she has pulled up her pelvis. She's rolled her shoulders in toward each other, and she's clasping her hands. Ashley, let's go ahead, come out of that, and let's do that one more time. So she's going to inhale, roll the pelvis up. Exhale, bring those shoulders together, clasping your hands underneath, nice and strong. She's really picking up her hips here. Her knees are facing forward, her feet are facing forward. Two different versions of the same pose, one a little bit stronger than the other. It's the beautiful thing about yoga. It is truly for everybody. Go ahead and slowly start to make your way out of that. We're going to take a twist, so go bring your knees up, 90 degrees. Tom, you're going to use the block to place your knees on when you twist. You're going to bring your arms to your side. Palms are going to be facing down for some nice grounding energy here. Knees are nice and tight together. And you are going to slowly drop your knees down to the right. Now the key here is to keep your shoulders pinned to the mat. So if you're losing that, you need to find a prop, whether it be a blanket, a bolster, your cat, whatever you need to do to find something that's going to hold your knees up. Now, once you get to that position, and if your neck allows, you can turn your head in the opposite direction with a soft gaze past your fingers. Sometimes this might be too much on your neck, especially if you have any type of neck injury. Just really take some time to breathe right into your side there, elongating your obliques, opening up the rib cage here. From here, go ahead and pick those knees right back up, keeping the core tight, back to center, and take a moment to prepare yourself. Make sure your head is back to neutral and drop those knees down to the other side. Again, the key here is keeping those shoulders pinned. If you are having a very difficult time with that, you can always go right into fetal position from here and just relax. And go ahead and slowly bring the knees back up. and prepare for your inversion. So maybe it could be candlestick, it could be shoulder stand, it could be happy baby, whatever feels good to you. If you're going to take candlestick, you could use supported candlestick as well, where you put the block underneath your sacrum. You could go for happy baby or for shoulder stand, whatever feels good to you. This is the time, if you did choose at home to take shoulder stand, you can take plow pose or ear pressure pose. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then you're probably not taking shoulder stand. So, and that's okay. You do what your body allows. It's all good. Slowly start to release out of that. Take a moment for fish. Fish pose, you drop your forearms down to your sides, point your toes away. If your neck allows, go ahead and drop the head back, opening up the throat. This is a counter pose to your inversion. Slowly start to release out of that. And just take a moment, bring your knees up, wrap yourself into a little ball. Take a nice big inhale, tighten everything you got. Exhale, release, Shavasana. Best pose, and a lot of times the most difficult pose in yoga. We tend not to give ourselves the time that we need to seal our practice, and just allow for that sealing. As you lay there, just take a moment to scan your body. If you're feeling tension anywhere, see if you can release that. If you're touching the roof of your mouth with your tongue, see if you can release that. Maybe place your tongue behind your teeth. Allow for the mouth to open just ever so slightly, which allows the jaw to relax. Softening in the neck, the core, hips, legs, and arms. Just imagining that you're melting into your mat, letting go of everything, and letting go of everything that does not serve you. Allowing for thoughts to float in, passing no judgment, and allowing it to float out, passing no judgment. Softening the breath, if you have not already. From here, we're just going to start to bring some life back to our fingers and toes, our wrists and our ankles. We'll take a two-way stretch. Take your arms up and over. Very soft, no real reaching, just soft. And let's breathe together. Go ahead and let all your air out. Inhale all the way up to the top. Hold at the top. Sigh it out. 2 2 more times. Inhale up. Hold at the top. Sigh it out. Last time. Inhale up. Hold at the top. Sigh it out. From here, just take a moment to go to your favorite side. Finding fetal position. Allowing for any added extra tension that's hiding in your body just to release. Allowing it to just roll off your mat and away. Take some long breaths here. And go ahead and slowly start to use your hand to help you up into meditative seat. I've come to join my students here, and we're going to bring our hands to our knees, palms are up, back is nice and straight, chin is slightly tucked, chest is open, eyes are soft. Take a moment here to receive each other's wonderful energy. And just to be grateful, to bring gratitude to the studio here and to our students and our friends and family and loved ones during this time. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. The light in me bows to the light in each and every one of you. Namaste. Thank you.